So some of us seniors just wanted to thank Coach Keith and the rest of the coaching staff. So what we did is we wrote a couple letters for him, and we're just going to read them off as we go down the line here. I first met Coach Keith in my math class as a substitute teacher, and although this may seem unusual, to me it shows exactly what kind of person Coach Keith was. I like to think of him as a teacher of the game, a teacher of life, and during every game or practice, he always taught his players how to have fun and enjoy hockey. And he taught his players the right amount of, the right morals and instilled values in them that are important not only to a team success, but also to an individual success in the world outside of hockey. He's a great coach and an even better person, and I was lucky enough to know him and play with him for the past 2 years. We have great coaches and a great program here, and us seniors want to thank you for all the experience and the fun times that we had.
So when I went to go write this morning, I did not plan for it to take up this much space at all, but as I got into it, it just got harder and harder to stop. So just bear with me as this might take a little longer than anticipated. I truly can't believe that it is all over. After nearly 15 years of playing the game, I can't say I've ever played for more dedicated coaches than the ones we have here at Wheaton West. Coach Keith and Coach Sheff have put everything they have into Wheaton West, and it sure has shown. When I first met Coach Keith at an 8th grade spring skate, I had no idea the influence he would pose over me. Coach Keith has gone above and beyond for me in just about every aspect of my life. From improving my game on the ice to always being there for me no matter what that entailed. I couldn't be more blessed to have a coach and a leader like Coach Keith. I've gotten to know Coach Keith pretty well throughout these 4 years. When I was a sophomore and living at my dad's house in St. Charles, he made sure I had a ride to every practice, driving me when I didn't have my license yet. Or when my parents weren't able to go on an away tournament, Coach Keith gave me a ride there and gave me his own room to stay in, which means he had to stay with Coach Tom for a weekend, which I don't think I knew him, that could have been pretty tough. Not only do our coaches care tremendously about our performances on the ice, they care even more about every one of our lives off the ice. I've never had any coach do half of what these two have done for me, and it really does make a difference. I honestly don't know how I would have made it through the hardships of dealing with all my concussions and bouncing back from doctor to doctor if it wasn't for Coach Keith. This was undoubtedly one of the hardest times for me throughout high school, and Coach Keith was always there. Would always be the first person I would call after every doctor's appointment to discuss how it went and discuss how my head was feeling. And when I had to make the call to Coach Keith after my last doctor's appointment and inform him I wasn't going to be able to play my senior year, I truly was devastated. For me, this was the most heartbreaking news I'd ever, and it really did take an impact on me. I felt as if something had been ripped away from me and honestly felt lifeless that day. And if it wasn't for Keith forcing me to be strong and be a leader, I don't know if I would even be up here right now. I really can't thank you enough for all of your support. I understand this was supposed to be for the coaches, but I have to say thank you to my mom. Because I can never say it enough. She has been there for me after every single game, tryout, injury, or heartbreaking loss, and if it wasn't for my mother and father and the coaches in this room, I wouldn't be half the person I am today, and for that, thank you.
Well, it's been a memorable year for me and the whole team itself, and I'd like to thank Coach Keith for it's my senior year and my last, and he's been one of the most inspiring coaches I've ever had, and everything he does, he just does it with an open heart, and everything he has taught me, it's carried with me, and I think it'll carry along within my life. So thank you, Coach Keith.
Real short, I wrote a letter to you guys, so I just want to speak to Coach Keith real quickly here. I want to say thank you for helping me on the ice as well as becoming a better man off the ice. It's been a more great 4 years. Freshman year coming in, JV, beating you was one of the best things, and yeah, I just want to thank you.
first time ever having a goalie coach that I could meet with every practice, and was really able to help me adapt my game to what the team needed throughout the season as we grew and the team changed and became better as a whole. And then to Keith, I got to play for you for 3 years, and I'd honestly like to say that my 3 favorite years of hockey, I had the most fun during them. You were always able to communicate to me as a goalie about what you needed for the team, especially those first 2 years. And I'd like to thank you for that. I've never really had a coach do that as well. I'd also like to thank you for helping me with math. Yes, one day, passing math class. And just want to wish both of you the best of luck as you continue to coach.
I would like to thank you for just teaching me a lot more than I ever expected to, made me a better player, and really showed me that if I wanted to play more, or to really, you showed me what really dedication really means, and an example of it, and how a team can really come together. I would like to thank you for that.
Thank you. It was a great year, and I'm so proud of you and all the coaches for helping us out. So thank you.